The report started actually with a resolution in the European Parliament in 2016, which was repeated in 2018, where the European Parliament proposes a new mechanism for the EU to monitor member states in the domains of rule of law, democracy and human rights, which is exactly what the Council of Europe has been doing for 70 years now. Now, it's not new. In the past also, the European Union has already taken initiatives to be able to monitor some of their member states and to be able to trigger sanctions. And we all know now what has happened with Hungary, for instance, and also Poland is under scrutiny for some breaches of the rule of law. So what the Council of Europe says is that we are, of course, working in this domain for so many years. We have a lot of mechanisms like the Venice Commission. We have our own monitoring committee that is monitoring member states and doing this for a very long time and in a very good way. So we want some kind of synergy, some kind of harmonization between the EU and the Council of Europe if it comes to the monitoring of EU member states, because there is a risk, of course, of duplication, which means that we waste money and resources, but also we could have two different sets of standards. One for EU countries, which are all part of the Council of Europe, by the way, and then one for non-EU countries within the same Council of Europe. This would not be a very good idea. So we want harmonization, we don't want duplication, we don't want forum shopping, where countries might want to find a way to comply with that institution that is most interesting for them. That cannot happen. First of all, we think national parliaments should be involved much more than they have been in the past, because they represent, of course, the member states and the democratic mechanisms in their country. So we should talk with them. The European Parliament and also the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe have a role in this. There could be an interparliamentary dialogue or a forum that organizes every year, something like that, a meeting together. And in the European Parliament resolution, they propose this with European Parliament, national parliaments, but they don't mention the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe. We should clearly do this all together. That's one important step forward. And the second one is renewing our question that the EU would accede to the convention, to the European Convention of Human Rights, because then they would be party to that convention, they would be legally bound by that convention, and that would really strengthen whatever mechanism they would try to use to monitor the human rights and rule of law and democracy.